Welcome back, my dear viewers. I'm back with another very interesting and informative video that I hope you'll enjoy. Make sure to stay with me until the very end because you won't want to miss what's coming next. So, without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into today's video.
She is the worst offensive player.
She's not very offensive competent, bro.
Caitlin Clark laughing at Angel Reese's missed layup.
Generational meme.
To lose the game. Here it is. Here's the video.
She
can rebound everything, but bro.
Angel Reese, possibly the greatest basketball player in the history of America. Oh, wow. Look at those moves. Yeah, that shot is really hard with the hoop wide open.
Who's the best player in the country?
I feel like I'm the best player in the country.
WNBA draft. The Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
Angel Reese stood in the middle of the paint, arms out, mouth wide open, screaming at her teammate. She was urging her teammate to clear out and give her room to work. That is the image circulating everywhere right now, and it could not have picked a worse moment to go viral. Minutes after demanding that kind of space for herself, with nobody within 3 feet of her, Reese caught the ball on a wide-open look at the rim and missed it within 3 feet of her. Reese caught the ball on a wide-open look at the rim and missed it.
She hit a key three. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, ATL is going to actually win this game. And then we get down to the end of regulation, you guys. And I'm like, okay, Ron Howard, open three. She's going to hit it. No, she does not. Angel, you got it. Put back layup, game winner. No. And then Nas again caught it, put it up. No. I'm just like, oh my God, like, are we serious? How does that happen? And all of you guys, baby, my girl, Angel, all right. Back up off her, okay? Like, back up off of Angel. We know that she missed that layup. We get it.
The Atlanta Dream lost that game to the Indiana Fever in overtime, and by the time the final buzzer sounded, a lot of people watching were asking the same question. If she needed that much room just to get a shot off, what happened when the room was actually given to her?
The Dream had the ball for the last shot, game's tied, and Angel Reese has a bunny layup basically by herself, uncontested, and she cannot make that layup. She had 14 rebounds yesterday, 5 of them offensive. I'm not sure how many were off her own misses because I was at camp and got home for the end of regulation and then overtime. But her making that or missing that layup, you just knew. And she looked kind of crestfallen, and she should be because you ought to be able to make a damn layup.
That moment has turned into the center of a bigger conversation about who Angel Reese actually is inside that Atlanta locker room right now. Is she the vocal demanding leader she wants to be seen as, or is she a player whose volume on the floor has started to outpace her production once the ball comes back to her? After this game, that question is not going away quietly.
And if your best player for Atlanta could make a layup, I wouldn't have this gleeful smile that I have on my face right now. It's a layup. You're 1 foot away. Make it, please. You have a fast break layup by yourself early in the game. How you shoot fast break layups fast break layups by yourself at 50%? I don't know. I can't explain it. But Caitlin Clark, 26 points today.
This is not a small footnote buried in the box score. This might be the biggest storyline coming out of the entire Fever versus Dream rivalry this season, and it has almost nothing to do with Caitlin Clark's shooting or Indiana's defense. It is about whether Angel Reese's own teammates have quietly reached a breaking point with her. Reports and reactions out of Atlanta have painted a picture of a team that is tired, not necessarily of losing games, but with a feeling like they are constantly rearranging themselves around one player who does not always deliver once the ball lands back in her hands. That kind of frustration does not build overnight. It builds one possession at a time, one missed bunny at a time, till it eventually spills out in front of cameras for everyone watching at home to see.
Angel Reese, in particular, her energy shifted. I thought when she got some of those easy baskets to go in the paint.
Let's go back to Angel really quickly, though, because she was part of the catalyst that you saw to be able to change things around.
It's been there. Like, sometimes the basket is too open.
I can't believe we had to listen to that garbage the entire halftime, the entire broadcast of the game while she is blowing the easiest first grade 1-inch layups you'd ever see. And Caitlin Clark is out there hitting logo bombs in her face, dropping 26 and 9 for 12 straight games. Instead of saying she's playing at an MVP level, they're out here glazing Angel Reese just like her fans do on social media. Caitlin Clark gets no love, not considered in the MVP conversation, will be the only player in WNBA history to be top 3 in points and number 1 in assists. And they're sitting here glazing Angel Reese. It's all about Olivia Miles and Paige Beckers, which her team's winning. She's breaking all the records.
Here is the part that stings the most for Atlanta fans watching this unfold. Watch the sequence closely, and it plays out almost like a joke that writes itself. Reese screams for a teammate to move out of her way. The teammate moves. She gets the ball in that open space, exactly the setup she asked for, and instead of taking a controlled shot or making a smart, simple pass, she puts the ball up into a spot where absolutely nobody on the floor could do anything productive with it. Not a teammate under the rim, not a rebounder crashing in from the weak side, nobody at all. The possession simply dies right there. For a player who has spent much of this season talking about being a vocal leader and facilitator for this Atlanta roster, that kind of possession does not support the case she has been trying to build for herself.
I know that everyone says that mic and drills don't work for basketball, but if there's one person on the face of this raggedy planet that needs to do mic and drills until their wrists fall off, it is Angel Reese. I have never seen a human miss that many point-blank layups regularly. Angel Reese, she doesn't just see everybody, oh, she missed a game winner, her palms are sweaty. Nah, she misses regular lays all the time. The little putbacks, the million rebounds is a symptom of her missing point-blank layups. Is she left-handed? Because it's always a right-handed, I promise you, with the same coverages she has to get through, I can score that. I can do that. Father of 3, regular nigga. Right? I promise you, I could shoot a higher percentage right there at the basket to Angel Reese.
Fans generally do not mind a player being vocal on the floor. What people have a harder time accepting is a player demanding control of a possession, getting exactly what she asked for out loud, and then wasting it completely. That is the kind of repeated pattern that quietly starts changing how teammates look at a person during a timeout huddle, whether anyone actually says it out loud in a press conference or not. Cameras caught more than one moment where teammates seemed to exchange quick, quiet glances after another possession went nowhere. Nobody threw their hands up dramatically. Players are trained to keep their composure, but body language rarely lies completely, and the subtle reactions on that bench told their own story just as clearly as anything said afterward at the podium.
I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all defend her. The score is 81-81 in the fourth quarter. 6 seconds left.
Atlanta Dream has the chance to win this game.
Then this happens.
5 seconds. Howard launches. Missed it badly. Reached the putback. Won't go. Hillman, no.
Like, I truly do not understand. Angel Reese is a professional basketball player. Why do she miss so many layups? Like, look. Layups is like the second thing that you learn when you first start basketball. The first thing is how to dribble a basketball. Then the coach will bring you down to that block, exactly where she missed that layup, and teach you how to shoot off that square. But I don't think nobody taught her.
Whatsoever.
She lost them that game. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. If she would have hit that layup, game over. Game over. I had nothing to say. That layup was wide open. If y'all don't think that was wide open, that's bullshit. Aaliyah Boston was right behind her. She could have hit that layup.
Then came the moment that actually decided the entire outcome of the game. With the score tied and the clock bleeding down in regulation, Atlanta had the exact chance every team dreams about in a hostile road environment. The ball found its way to Reese with a clean, uncontested look at the basket and nobody around her to challenge the shot in any way. This was not a contested, off-balance heave thrown up under pressure from 3 defenders closing in. It was about as open as a look gets in a professional basketball game with the season narrative riding on the outcome. She missed it. The rebound came right back out live. Teammates Ryan Howard and Naz Hillman both scrambled for a follow-up attempt in the final tick of the clock, and neither connected. Regulation ended tied, and Atlanta had led by a goal. Close-range opportunities slipped through their fingers in the worst possible way.
Well, Angel, your team on a 17-4 run right now. You started that with a 7-0 run. How did you kind of get things going for your team?
Yeah, I mean, I was playing like in the beginning, but it's a game of runs. You got to put that in your back pocket just because you know you have teammates that have your back.
Pushed under the hoop just enough to not have a great angle. To OT we go.
The frustration on her own face afterwards said everything that words did not need to say. She stood there for a second, eyes closed, clearly replaying the shot in her own head and clearly not happy with what she saw. Missing a shot like that in front of a packed arena. With an entire rivalry storyline hanging over the afternoon, it is not easy to shake off in a split-second. But reacting with visible frustration after the fact does not undo what had already happened, and it definitely did not undo the overtime period that followed, where Indiana pulled steadily away and calmly finished the job.
Absolute worst part about her missing this shot for the game, it's not necessarily that she missed it, it's the reaction to it. After she missed, this Caitlin Clark walking past laughing, bro. And y'all know how these two fan bases are, so they are loving this picture right here. The main reason it bothers me too is because it makes it so easy to overlook everything else that she actually does on the court. Like defensively and obviously rebounding wise, bro, she's incredible. I just need her to fix this so they have something else that they have to say.
This is what really set social media on fire within minutes of the final buzzer. As Reese stood there processing her miss, cameras caught Caitlin Clark walking calmly past her toward the Fever bench with a clear, unmistakable smile on her face. And to a lot of viewers watching live, it looked exactly like laughter directed at the entire situation. Nobody can say with total certainty what Clark was actually reacting to in that split second. But context matters here, and it is brutal for Atlanta, no matter how you slice it. The internet had spent weeks building this exact matchup as Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. Yet another round in a rivalry that Atlanta had actually gotten the better of earlier this season, and the one moment that mattered most. With everyone tuned in specifically for this kind of storyline, Clark looked calm, composed, and completely in control, while Reese looked like she wanted the floor to swallow her whole. That is the exact piece that turns a simple missed shot into a viral, inescapable moment overnight. T is not just that Reese missed the layup. It is that Clark's face, whether intentional or incidental, became the perfect visual summary of the entire afternoon for millions of people scrolling their phones. One player delivered when it counted. One player did not deliver at all. The cameras just happened to catch both reactions were back-to-back, and the internet did all of the rest of the work on its own.
Is it far-fetched to say that she's not good?
Who, Angel?
Yeah, she's not good at basketball. Like, I'm tired. Look, we've said this in the past. I'm tired of it. I can't lie anymore. Like, I watched her miss 8 layups. She could be averaging like 25, 26 if she could make a layup. And the way she lays it up, it's like she's just learning how to, like, you know, when toddlers finally learn how to walk, they fall a little bit. It's like she just learned how to do layups once she got to the WNBA. It makes no sense to me. Like, she could be so much better. And for someone who has her own podcast, she talks her stuff, you would think she's the MVP. You would think she's that girl over in Vegas. But no, she's closer to AZ Fudd than she is to homegirl in Vegas. So, yeah, there's that. She's been an inefficient player. I feel like we hype her up because she's grabbing rebounds, but they're her shots.
Here is exactly where the disconnect really starts to show up. If you only looked at the surface numbers, Reese put together her 23rd double-double of the season, just a handful shy of a WNBA record talked about all year. 15 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists sound like a strong stat line at first glance. And plenty of media coverage after the buzzer focused heavily on those exact numbers, framing her performance as another example of her toughness and consistency. But dig one layer deeper, and the picture changes fast. She shot just 5 for 16 from the field. She missed her first 6 shot attempts before halftime. She was held without a single point during the entire fourth quarter, the exact period when a team needs its frontcourt scorer to show up. And in the 2 most important possessions of the entire afternoon, the 2 chances that could have ended the game cleanly in regulation, she came up completely empty on both, back-to-back. That is the real gap between the flashy headline stat line and what actually happened once the game hung in the balance. A double-double looks impressive sitting inside a highlighted graphic during a broadcast. It means a whole lot less in the locker room when the player attached to it finishes scoreless during crunch time and misses the exact shot that ends up deciding the outcome.
A chance to win it at regulation, and it just didn't go down. And, then we had to try to compete in overtime. I thought players try to execute the game plan really well, especially defensively. It's just disappointing to come up short. We just had to move on to the next play. I mean, we did what we didn't run there was supposed to be one screen in there, and we kind of forgot the screen. But then Rye, took the shot, and we told those two to, really crash the boards and give us a second chance. They both did exactly what we asked for them. And then we got two looks, right at the end of the game that, could have won it for us, but, they rolled out. Just kind of a bad break.
Head coach Carl Smesko sat down for his post-game press conference and tried to keep things diplomatic, the way coaches are trained after a heartbreaking loss. But watch the footage back closely, and you can see the frustration sitting right underneath the surface the entire time. Reporters kept steering the conversation back to that final possession, and every time you could see him choosing his words carefully, almost visibly biting back a stronger reaction. He referenced the final minute of the game multiple times during that press conference, circling back to it again and again, even when reporters had moved on, almost like he could not fully let it go. When a coach keeps returning to the exact same closing stretch unprompted over and over, that usually means it is eating at him far more than his measured tone is letting on.
I mean, it happens. Like, we know any other time, like, Angel will make the shot. I mean, she knows she'll make the shot, but in that moment, you just got to encourage your teammates. Like, no one person lost us the game. It's a team effort. And just like she's with us when we're struggling, we do the same thing for Angel. I mean, it's a sisterhood. Like, we really love each other, support each other. So, I mean, I'll put everything on the line that the next time she gets a shot like that, she'll make it 100%. It's just this time she came up a little short, but I mean, I have all the faith in the world of Angel that she's going to finish her shots.
Teammates did exactly what teammates are trained and expected to do in that situation. Alicia Gray, who put up a career-high 32 points in the losing effort, spoke to reporters afterward and defended Reese publicly, saying it happens, that no single person lost the game, and that it was a collective team effort from start to finish. That is the correct, professional, locker room-approved thing to say after a tough loss, and on the surface it sounds like total unity. But notice carefully what is missing from that quote. Nobody flatly denied that Reese's miss was the single biggest moment of the entire game. Nobody said the loss had nothing to do with her specifically. The defense offered up afterward was carefully worded to protect a teammate publicly without actually rewriting what everyone sitting inside that building had just watched happen with their own eyes.
Well, I mean, I think we're playing pretty well right now. I think we have a lot of players playing well. And I think we feel pretty good about the direction of the team. Now, road trips are tough. And, I mean, the first thing we got to do is, go to Vegas and be ready for them. But I feel good about our team. We'll have to take a day tomorrow and really kind of rest up because, obviously, a lot of people played some really heavy minutes. So tomorrow's probably just a film session. And then we're going to have to get ready to give the same kind of effort if we're going to beat Vegas as we gave for most of today.
This is where the bigger picture starts to take shape once you step back from any single game. Reese has been fairly open all along season about wanting to be viewed as a genuine vocal leader on this roster, someone who talks constantly, directs traffic, and holds teammates accountable in real time. There is nothing wrong with that instinct on its own. Plenty of great players around the league are loud and demanding of their teammates during high-pressure games. The issue becomes a real problem when the results do not consistently back up the volume. She has openly admitted to playing poorly in stretches this season, even saying at halftime of this very game that she felt she had started rough and needed to fix things quickly. Fans, and reportedly some voices inside the locker room itself, have started connecting the dots between a player who commands space constantly on the floor and a player who does not always convert once that space is handed to her. That specific combination is exactly the kind of thing that quietly erodes trust inside a team over the course of a long season. It is one thing to be demanding of your teammates when you are consistently delivering results that clearly justify that demanding tone. It is a completely different thing when the demanding continues at the same volume but the finishing does not reliably follow game after game, especially in the exact moments that end up deciding whether the team wins or loses. Atlanta had actually beaten Indiana comfortably in their earlier meeting this season, with Reese playing a genuinely strong, efficient role in that win. This time around, with the spotlight significantly bigger and the stakes noticeably higher because of the growing rivalry narrative, she came up short exactly when it mattered most. And Clark simply did not.
The one thing I will say, though, as far as advice, is that for whatever reason, in the WNBA, like women's basketball, a lot of their layups, they don't finish like wide, like outside their body. Everything is like up in the cylinder. You know, a lot of people look down on like the mic and drill, like basic stuff like that. I feel like that's all Angel Reese is missing, just a little bit of touch. And once she gets that, then she's really going to be putting up wild numbers because she's getting to the basket. You know what I'm saying? You put 20 points within 15 rebounds. It's low-key the best player in the league.
None of this means Angel Reese is finished as a player, and none of it erases the double-doubles or the elite rebounding numbers. She has quietly stacked up across this entire season. Her overall body of work still puts her firmly among the better rebounders in the entire league, and one rough overtime loss does not erase months of consistent production on the glass. But perception inside a locker room can shift extremely fast once something this visible happens. In front of this many cameras, losses like this one with this much national attention attached to them tend to speed up, shift along rather than slow it down. If teammates start feeling like they are constantly making room and sacrificing their own touches for a player who does not consistently reward that sacrifice when it counts most, frustration tends to build quietly at first behind closed doors and then eventually spills out into public view. Atlanta's coaching staff now genuinely has a real decision to make about exactly how crunch time possessions get distributed going forward for the rest of the season and potentially beyond it. After a loss this painful in a game with this much visibility attached to it, that decision is not going to get any easier for Carl Smesko or his staff to make clean. The rivalry with Indiana and Caitlin Clark is not going away anytime soon either. Not with the way both franchises keep colliding on the schedule and both fan bases keep amplifying every moment between these two players. The next time these two teams meet, everyone connected to this story will be watching closely to see whether Reese actually responds to this moment with growth, or whether the exact same frustrating the pattern simply repeats itself all over again in front of an even bigger audience.